guess we're gonna do another one just to show you guys. We've been lagging a little bit on content, and I haven't really shown you guys this car. So Heritage wheels, wide body, FC. This is our drift car, so get you guys caught up on it. So right now me and Q are gonna vacuum the inside of the car, and we're gonna paint the interior, paint the cage, and get it looking right. All right, so Q got it vacuumed. Probably hit it one more time. Yo, I just realized the seat bracket's cut out. That sucks. We're probably gonna have to do something custom, but we're gonna go get some paint for the interior, and we'll get something for the cage also.
Was brown, as you guys remember, so everything's black now. Damn, I missed that backside.
Now, as far as the FC, we are gonna go V-mount. So I gotta take the subframe off, clean it off. So once we get all the parts from FDF, which they're sending us a angle kit for the front of this car, we'll go ahead, take the subframe off, paint it, install the angle kit, and pretty much just start knocking this out. Let me show you guys the first spin. This assembly is the RX-8 shaft, RX-8 rotors. It still has the RX-8 counterweights because this assembly was an automatic RX-8. So I'm pretty much using everything from an RX-8 except the front counterweight. The front counterweight is an RX-7 one, which means that the front of this assembly is gonna be way off. Back should be pretty spot on. The front is gonna be way off. So I'm gonna give it one spin, show you guys how far off it is. Should be considerable because these RX-8 rotors are way lighter than an FC rotor, so this counterweight's for FCs. I did the rotors yesterday, clearanced them and weight matched them. So right now these are race clearance. It's not something new because I already done RX-8 rotors on the Repo. I just found the limits to be around 600-700 horsepower because the side seals are, these slots are V-shaped. So it kind of lets off a lot blow by. Why am I doing RX-8 rotors? Reason number one, higher compression. Gives you more torque, more response on a rotary. And it's what I got laying around. So I'm just, this whole engine's getting built out of parts that I have like laying all over the place, like these plates I got from a friend of mine, already half bridged. The cool thing about it is that it's got the rear reinforced plate. So this engine doesn't need to be pinned, even though it is, but it's as strong as an REW. Start the spin, and I expect it to be around like 60-70 grams off. So that is way off, way off. And you can see 1800, 1600. Now the rear counterweight should have been way better than that. It should have been around 15, 14. Now this assembly right here, I took out of an RX-8 engine that did spin a bearing. So I'm starting to think that most likely the reason that this RX-8 motor that I took this assembly out of spun a bearing is because it's way off. Now to show you something, 74 grams off right here in TDC. I want to show you guys the signs. That right there is heat on this shaft from it being off balance. That's a lot of holes I have to drill right now, so let me get started on that. I think I'll be happy with what we end up with right here, but there we go. 0.98 on the front, 0.87 on the rear. So here's the before and after. So right now at 10,000 RPMs, we're gonna put the same force on the bearing It can't even go that low. At 1,000 RPM, we have 16 pounds of force. Now we have 4 at 10,000. So this is the importance of balancing. If you're interested in these services, let me know, send me a message. We can balance your engine or we can build your engine. So I have the motor on the stand. All this is ready to go. Back to the old school 5 half-inch studs, stock tension bolts. Overkill for this engine. So I'm gonna be able to push a lot of boost through it. This shouldn't have any issue making 600 horsepower, which I'm not planning on going that high. You don't really need that much power for a drift car. Once you start going for high power on a rotary, you kind of sacrifice the low end. I don't want to sacrifice the low end. It is a drift car. We need low end. Engine is in. Vic helped me throw it in there. So now it's the expensive part, right, Vic? The really expensive part. Injectors, fuel lines, fuel pump, radiator, intercooler, turbo manifold, wastegates, ECU, harness.
It's like you don't have that shit laying around. Now comes a little side quest that I have. I'm gonna help Mike out real quick. He's putting together his own drift car. I might as well help him out a little quickly and do some fat work for him.
Just easy work. The HD cams too.
Yeah, you got it like that. I ain't going nowhere. Fucking boomer. Don't ask me for a Christmas gift now.
Hardest FC. Right here.
Oh yeah?
So right now we're doing the new radiator mount. This is what it had before. And it just has some tacky welds right there. Some boogie. So Daniel's setting up the new one, which is gonna let us put tabs on it to mount that radiator straight. We accidentally got sent an eBay one, so we have to, this is not the radiator going over here. Somebody returned a Koyo box with an eBay radiator in it, so we're getting another one, a replacement. But pretty much mounting tabs, they should be the same. And we still got to do the top ones, but we're gonna wait until we get the real radiator because we don't want to make mounts to a fake. The new radiator shut up, so this is real. What I was sent originally was super fake. You can tell the Koyos have round tanks. These are squared. The fake ones don't have the painting, and they're not stamped. So the fake ones are not stamped Koyo. It's missing this divider right here, which makes it an inflow. Right off the bat, this radiator is just junk and it's just gonna overheat. The mounts we made on the bottom are gonna be the same ones. And we haven't made the top ones because this radiator didn't have top mounts. Let me throw this on real quick. Hopefully it fits. So the holes were a little tiny off. I had to oval it out a little bit. Regardless, it's there. We did save ourselves some time just doing it this way. So now we gotta modify these nipples. So cut that, so we don't want it under the subframe. And then this one, the same thing, cut it. And that one's gonna go to this water neck that we're gonna have over here. All right guys, so we got lots of progress. Rotor's on, pads are on, calipers on, e-brake is on, coilovers are on. I don't have time to weld this diff, so I have an aftermarket 1.5 way going in it. I do have a T2 diff over there, but the T2 diff has clutches, and for drifting you gotta shim them and do all kinds of stuff, where this one it's just gonna lock, so it's pretty much a welded diff. It is an NA diff, but with this upgrade it's gonna be stronger than the T2. So the only thing that will be weak is still gonna be the axles, but T2 axles break anyways. So we're just gonna give it a shot with the regular axles. Eventually, end goal would be to put an 8.8 in it, but right now this is supposed to be a seat time car. We're not trying to complicate it. I'm not trying to do too much. I'm trying to build it with what I have. I already did the lash, so it's good. You just gotta turn these and adjust it till it's centered. That's done. Now I just gotta seal that cover, put it in the car. Twin disc already installed, so that's ready to go. tranny, I already put the throw bearing on it and the fork. So now I gotta muscle it in there. I have a tranny jack, but I'm gonna try to see if I can get away with it, lifting it up real quick. All right, so the transmission's on. I gotta go grab a tranny mount so I can bolt this on. Other than that, that's it. I'm gonna call it a night right here. Drive shaft's on. So it's an aluminum drive shaft right here. Oh, I thought the tranny was on. Let me tighten this up real quick. Almost done for the night. Tranny mount, bolted to the engine, need to get a starter. Everything's on. Cast 1.5 weight, so we shouldn't have any issues. We gotta top it off with fluid. We got some bushings coming, which we have to replace these. This is the rear steer of the FC. So it's just a bushing that flexes. We need to make that solid. Now that everything's mounted, I'm gonna start doing wiring. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.